Think about your voice is important. So you do your music together.
Yeah.
Great. So okay, kids, we're going to play Symphony Number 3 by Mendelssohn. I'm very excited for it. I hope you are. Symphony Number 3 by Mendelssohn. Can you say it exactly like that, Matt?
Symphony Number 3 by Felix Mendelssohn.
Could you make it maybe a little higher pitch? Could you say Symphony Number 3 by Mendelssohn?
Symphony Number 3 by Felix Mendelssohn.
Yeah, so you feel awkward doing it, but you've got to use all the tools that you have to make people excited about something, right? Okay. Oh! Mac, how many symphonies do you know some of?
5.
And what's weird?
He released them in the order that they were published and not that they that he wrote them. So the third one was the 4th symphony that he wrote, but it was the third one that he got published.
Yes, correct. The first one was called a little bit of he released them in the order.
Like the number of the symphonies is the order that they were published, not that they were written.
Okay.
So they were written out of order.
What is his most famous symphony? Probably there are probably 2 you could. And they have nicknames of countries.
Well, 3 is Scottish.
Is it
The
4
other
is
one's
Italian?
Italian, yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
which one it is.
So those are the most famous ones. Good. And what do you think about Mendelssohn's saxophone music?
I didn't really know there was much.
There's none. Good.
Cool.
Good you've done some research. Super responsive to that. At the end, one thing you probably want to avoid almost in all music making is this kind of release.
Yeah.
Or that kind of thing. So at the end, really, could I take your arm? And so at the end, all we've got to do is if you want that beat to release, probably let's say there was another measure. If you think you want on beat 1, you could do way less. Just give me the weight of your arm. Let me be in control of your arm. So your arm should weigh about, I don't know, 6 pounds. Okay, so the last measure might be 1, 2, 3, touch. So you just lightly touch beat 1. You don't need to do any kind of, particularly with singers and also with wind players to some degree too, this kind of thing is likely to shut down your kind of breathing mechanism somewhat, mouth space. Good. Why is the tempo that you're doing? Why have you chosen that tempo?
Well, I'm doing it a little slow, I think, right? But like compared to the original one, and I don't know. It's just how I kind of feel it.
Okay.
So
yeah. So now what we're going to do, and you know, that we always, whether it's jazz charts or if it's classical music too, to some degree we have to serve the intentions of the composer, arranger as best we know them, right? And so what I would say is, so I've got andante con moto. What does that mean exactly?
Slow, or slow with motion.
Is it slow? Andante is what?
What?
Kind of walking pace with motion.
So speed it up.
Well, so what I'm saying is that, and I must admit I've not checked with Mendelssohn's original, I'm guessing those are the words that appear in the score. That metronome, I'm not sure that appears in the score. Metronomes come in around about the time of Haydn. And then there's a lot of discussion about even then, obviously with technology and what have you, metronomes then were maybe geared slightly differently to what they are now. However, I need to be fairly close to what the composer, if I say to you why you do that and you go, well, I kind of feel that's what it is, that's okay, but it's a little not necessarily watertight in terms of interpretation. So let's go a little quicker. And I'm just going to put my hand just on your back here and see if you can just be still in your body. You've got a little bit of the leanings. I'll go this way so it will continue. It's good though. Maybe just open your feet up just a little. Yeah, there you go. Good. If you get a bit wonky, it's fine. Just do downbeats. Just do circles. Because sometimes if something you try to get back, then that's kind of throws really. You've got it in measure 2. You've actually written that letter down, which is different to that letter. That's quite a bit different to that letter.
Yeah, well, I just.
So they're not allowed to tell them what you've written. So you have to be vague. So what are you going to say?
I was just, that's what the recording I was listening to, it was a lot bigger than what
Okay.
was written.
How many recordings have you listened to?
I listened to 2 for
Okay.
and they were just on Spotify.
Okay, and what did Max Rudolph say about recordings?
To have your own idea in your head.
And it's perfectly understandable. Today, man, technology is, we've got a ton of it, and it's very easy to go to YouTube first, or just put in how has somebody else done it. That's how I started conducting. I did my first conducting when I was 18, like with choir and orchestra and stuff, and all I was doing was just conducting what the recordings did. I didn't know that I was actually meant to have my own ideas. And so, what I would encourage you to do, what Mr. Rudolph encouraged you to do, is first of all, play these things on the piano, sing through the parts, get an idea of what you think about the music, like we did right in lesson 1 upstairs with the little melodies. Then listen to some recordings. Because then you might have felt this really slow, and then the recordings go really fast. Now you've got to think, okay, which one should we do? Let's go to the beginning, and let's show that and that and that. But maybe this needs to be a little smaller. Yeah, that's good. Let's check in. Do they do enough?
Not really.
Okay, so you change something. Make them. Could you look at it and think this is a really nice piece? Your facial expression is like, I've just started watching Narcos. You remind me of Pablo Escobar.
No.
Oh, Mendelsohn! Interesting, that's a different interpretation. What you showed us, I think, was much less of that. Then you started to get bigger. So that's interesting. So I like both. My question is, which one do you want to do? You have to come up with an answer right now. But remember, you have a sufficient idea. This is how this is going to sound. This is the only way it can sound. Okay? Kudos to you too, because you put your attention over here to the part that needs the attention, and so that's a good thing. Right, good start, mate. You can just relax a little, enjoy it a little. Good job. Jeremy, what do you see?